Yes, guys, we're live once again. It's SFeatleyTV. We're here for the match highlights, reaction, and rating show for Arsenal's defeat against Manchester City at the Emirates Stadium. It's Mr. Stubbornness Arteta.
Ordeal, chance, Balotelli, Aguero! Premier League champions 2016, Leicester City!
Hope to see you soon. Well done. Bye-bye.
Cazorla, Giroud again, Joe Wilson! Here's Gerrard. That's a great strike! McCracken getting closer. To the centre. It's Bergkamp. That's magnificent! Van Persie arriving, oh what a goal! What a goal by Robin Van Persie!
Yes, guys, we're live once again, and it's our match highlights, reaction, and rating show for Arsenal versus Manchester City, where Arsenal lost 3-1 at City. I've got my co-host Manny with me. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Good to see you again. Second time in the last hour or so. Can't wait to get this show on the road.
Yeah, I'm just quickly doing something as well to make sure I'm getting this. Hang on a sec. Just... Come on. I'm just trying something. Right, there you go. Right, but yeah, sorry about that, but yeah, like I said, we're back for another match highlights reaction show, right, and I'm gonna have to start off here, sorry, right, from not even the start of the game, I was pissed off with Arteta, right, I wanted changes, I wanted to freshen up, I wanted different tactics. I wanted a different style. No. Same bullshit. When's he going to work out that what he's doing at the minute ain't fucking working? It may have worked for the last 17, 18, 19 games, right? But since Man United, it hasn't fucking worked, right? It hasn't worked against City in the FA Cup. It hasn't worked against Everton. It hasn't worked against Brentford. It's not worked last night, right? Same substitutions. Tomiyasu comes off. The right back position gets replaced. A midfielder gets replaced. And fucking Martinelli gets replaced. No matter how fucking good he's been on the pitch. When's he gonna fucking change it? It's so predictable. Pep didn't need to do anything because it was so fucking easy. Because it's too predictable. It's not good enough. I've backed this guy. I've backed him, and I've backed him, and I've backed him, and I've backed him, right? All the way through this season, I made excuses for this guy, right? I put my neck on the line with it, right? And at the moment, with his stubbornness, we're going to lose this title race. And if you're not careful, we'll lose second place. Because his stubbornness is what's costing us games. It's costing us wins. Draws, losses. Well, no, losses, we're gaining in them, right? Fix it up. It's not good enough, right? And some of these players need to take accountability. Tomiyasu, I'm sorry, not good enough. Not good enough. Nketiah, how many chances do you need to score? 3 you fucking hit it and you use your fucking shoulder, you daft prick. Come on. There wasn't even anywhere near you. He couldn't put the ball any place, he couldn't cross that ball any better. And you can't direct it in, left or right. Left or right, it's in. You can't do it. This is why Trossard needs to start up front until Jesus gets back. Because is not good enough. He's good enough for 3-4 games. He might score a couple of goals, but then it disappears again. It disappears. And where is he then? Where is he when you need him? Nowhere. That first half, we should have been probably 2-3-1 up. But we haven't get it up front. Shaq all of a sudden doesn't like shooting outside the box. Why? Why? Right? You bottled it. You bottling it. It's what you were doing. It's what this team's doing. And I've backed this team. And I've backed this team. I've had faith in this team because it's done something that no one thought was possible at the start of the season. Have our best ever start. But now it needs to fucking fix up. Right? I'm not using February as an excuse. I'm not using February as an excuse anymore. Right? These players, if they have got the mentality to win this league, they need to say, no, fuck the fact that it's February. We're winning this game. That's what 2004 did when they lost the FA Cup. They lost the Champions League in 1 week. Did they buckle under pressure when they went 2-1 down to Liverpool? No. They stood up and said, no, we're not losing this. We're not losing this. We're not losing our record. We're not losing our fucking title. And they went and won 3-2. 4-2, I think. That's what champions are made of. It's about time, if they want to be champions, they step up to the mark. Manny.
How do I follow that? I mean, there's nothing I can say with that would, be too different to what you've said. And all I can say is, in one of our first real tests of our championship mettle, we bottled it. And we couldn't have any complaints about VAR.
By the way, sorry, I agree with Brandon. Sorry, Gal, I agree with Brandon. Right? They were pussies that night. I'm sorry, where are you getting this from? Right? We bottled it. We crumbled. Right? They didn't give it their all. They didn't give it their all, Gal. I'm sorry. I watched that stuff on the terrace. He didn't give it their all. If they gave it their all, mate, we would have beat them because we've been playing better than them all season. We have been playing better than them all season. If we've given it our all, like we did at the start of the season, we would have beaten Man City. We would have beaten Man City. Now, I was one of the ones that wanted this game called off because of the Queen's funeral. And so right too. Right? And I still stick by it. Because that means more than football. For me. What everyone else says. But I'm sorry. If we played like we usually played at like the start of the season, when we were flying high, Man City would have been put on toast. Simple. Sorry, Manny.
Thank you. By the way, was that in the chat or what's the story?
I saw it on TFT.
The football terrace with Goldbridge and company. Yeah.
No, with Terry.
Oh, Terry Flewers. Yeah.
He was doing his reaction show.
Yeah. No, but I was also about to say, we had everything working for us. There were a lot of people who were very supportive of Mikel Arteta's frankly reprehensible statements where he said he didn't want an apology. He wanted the 2 points he lost back from the Brentford game without even realising that...
you didn't play well enough to get the 3 points.
Exactly. Yeah, we didn't play well enough to get the 3 points. Brentford had some of the better...
Sorry. What? Are you seriously that fucking shameless?
Who, me?
No, Arteta.
Good question. And the answer
know
is
what?
yes. He is that shameless. He is that shameless.
Why did I turn? Why? Why did I turn? No. I just want to see my team win every week. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see the fucking end of the season. I just want to see the team win.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
Okay.
I
Okay. Now back to what I was saying.
Sorry, I stick with what I said. I'm not being Arteta. I'm not doing this shit.
Yeah. And I don't want to be Arteta out either. For me, the jury's still out for him. And I'm not about to panic now. But that statement he made against Lee Mason saying, it's negligence and failing to do your job, and I don't want an apology. I want my 2 points back. Well, Mikel, do you have any idea what your job is? Your job is to analyze why the team performed so horribly against Everton and make the necessary changes for the Brentford game. Instead, you had the arrogance to pick the same starting 11 against the Bees, where we very nearly got stung. And we were lucky to come out of the game with a goal because Brentford, in better circumstances, would have blitzed us by about 2 or 3 by half time.
If I was Lee Mason, I would have said, yeah, but mate, you're the manager. You're supposed to win the game.
That's what I just said. That's my rhetorical question.
Yeah, you should be good enough to score more than 1 goal.
Exactly. And let me now come back into this. That is what I was saying. Because I'm reminded of a terrific quote from Steve-O, the Aussie Gooner, who is, of course, a mutual friend from both of us. If you aren't willing to take yourself seriously, you have no right to expect other people to take yourself seriously. That was a shameful comment. You had the arrogance and the audacity to go in with an unchanged 11 for the Brentford game, despite losing disgracefully to Everton, another game for which you failed to do your homework, given that you were coming up against Sean Dyche, a manager who had the Indian sign over you while he was at Burnley. You make an enforced change and then one more tactical change, a like for like. And then it's the same delayed substitutions, delayed reactions, and we lost 3-1. You could have gotten 3 points against City and your argument would have been valid, but instead you failed to do that. And now we're in a position where if we lose this upcoming weekend and City win, our game in hand won't really count. It might not be meaningful because even if we win that game, we'll still be second on goal difference. And for you to say that, it was just disgraceful. I take the point that the officiating in the Premier League has been absolutely poor. The standard has been poor, even despite the best technology that money can buy. But managers have a responsibility to maintain some standards of respect and decorum because let me tell you one thing. This disgraceful behavior is filtering all the way down to the lower leagues where referees are being intimidated and threatened. Yeah. And people like you, Mikel, have a job to do. And then when things don't go your way, I mean, this season has been wonderful for you. Watching you has been terrific this season. But then when things go against you, you're starting to make excuses and you're showing your weakness. I'm now going to just say something very brief and I will paraphrase Sylvester Stallone. This is something you already know, Mikel. The Premiership isn't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a mean, nasty, vicious league. And you may think you're good as a manager. You may think you're good as a team. But you will get beaten down on a few occasions. And if you allow yourself to be kept down, you will be kept down. The Premiership is not, there's no other league apart from the Premiership, or maybe seldom many other leagues that will continue to beat you down and can keep beating you as much as the Premiership. But again, you've been hitting hard all this time. Now you've received some hits. So it's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and move forward. How much you can take and keep moving yourself and your team forward. And that is how you win. How you perform after these 3 terrible games will determine whether or not you win. You think you're good enough as a manager. You think your team is good enough. Get what you're worth. Do what you have to do. But you also have to be willing to take these hits, take them on the chin, accept your failings as a manager, accept that your team weren't able to do as well, and not simply point excuses saying, look for excuses, pointing at people, pointing fingers, saying, you know, VAR was defective, the people didn't do their job, we had too many injuries, or anything like that. Because winners win, cowards make excuses. And if you're going to make excuses, Mikel, then you're no winner. You're a coward. So shape up or ship out.
Couldn't say it better myself. I'm gonna clip that. I'm actually
Credit
gonna
goes
clip
to Sylvester Stallone from Rocky Balboa.
that. I'm actually gonna clip that. Like, I'm sorry, but like this team has been overachieving, and we've loved every minute of it. Right? We've all seen the sunglass emoji and stuff like that, and that'll continue every single week, because, like I said, for me, it's just watching my team every week and watching them win, game by game. Right? But I'm sorry, Mikel Arteta, you need to stop making excuses, bruv. Really stop making excuses. Right? You're the fucking manager. Right? We're good enough to beat Brentford 3-0 away from home. We should be good enough to beat them 3-0 at home. Right? So it ain't fucking Lee Mason's fault that we ended up freaking dropping 2 points. Right? I don't want to hear any Arteta in fan coming in here and shooting some shit. Right? About, oh, it was always Lee Mason. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. If you want to suck up all the crap from this team and this club, go over for it, right? Because you're a mug. If you believe every single word this club says, you're a mug, right? You have mug written on your forehead, right? Because I'm sorry, not everything they say is fucking true, right? And the fact is, he still said top 4 was the aim. He's first. He was, 5 points clear? 8 points clear at one point, with a game in hand. And now we're behind. It's last season 0.20. And I say 0.20 because it's a level up. We're doing it in the title race, not in the top 4 race. Right? He's gone one better. He's decided to do it in a title race instead of a frigging top 4 race. Right? 8 points clear. We were 7 points clear of Tottenham last season. Look where they finished. We were 8 points clear of Man City. And now look. He's bottled 8 points gap. Again. Right? But still, these fans take no accountability. It's the ref, it's the ball, it's the sky, it's the rain, it's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. They'll probably say, well, we weren't really supposed to beat Man City. Top 4's the aim, really. They'll still say top 4's the aim. No, it's not. If we do not win this league, it's failure. It's a failure. If we don't win fucking anything this season, it's a failure. That's including Europa League. Europa League probably now is probably the only thing that's going to save his bacon. Because if he doesn't win the league and he doesn't finish within 10 points, goodbye. Bye, missing you already. Because I'm sorry, you've let an 8-point gap slip. Back in 2004, we didn't do that. Back in 2002, we chased Man United down, who had a gap on us, and to win the title. Right? With one of the best win records in the league, which stood until Man City did it. So tell me, Arteta, right, how you're going to change it. Right? Tell us how you're going to change it. Because it can't stay like this. It cannot stay like this. Because if it carries on like this, Man United will be above us. And forget me not, let me look at the table. Let me have a look at the table right now. I'm going to let Manny come in again in a minute. Right. So now we are second with a game in hand, 51 points on goal difference. So we have a game in hand. We need to win every single game now. We need to hold Man City to a draw at the Etihad. Man United are 5 points behind us. They're 5 points behind us. Luckily, Newcastle were 10 points. But then again, we were 7 points behind Tottenham, and look what happened. It's not in the realms of possibility you can do it again. Can he, Manny?
Can who? Arteta?
Arteta, he had a 7-point gap last season. He bottled it. We had an 8-point gap on City. Now we bottled it. We've got a 10-point gap on Newcastle. It's not out of the realms of possibility that if he carries on like this, we'll end up getting dropped out of that as well.
You know, for what it's worth, I remember saying in the Aston Villa preview that history would suggest that when we lost those 3 games on the bounce last season, which really fucked us up, 0 points out of a possible 9, we still went on to recover by winning a few games and staying well in contention, well, pretty much ahead until the last 2 weeks of the season when we really bottled it. But it's almost as if history is coming back to bite us in the backside again. And why should it be this case? This City team has been playing on more than a few occasions absolutely atrociously at times. You can take a look at so many games. The loss at home to Brentford, how they failed to pick up points on their travels to St James's Park and Villa Park, among other places. They lost to an underachieving Liverpool team at Anfield, and they've had so many issues. And certainly Guardiola's decision to get rid of João Cancelo, meaning that the team doesn't even have a recognised left-back at the moment, is the worst case of cutting off his own nose to spite one's face I've ever seen. And yet we let this Manchester City team beat us, even after, as somebody mentioned, Bernardo Silva was playing at left-back. I actually would like to think, though, that when Mahrez was replaced by Akanji, Guardiola went to a back four with Walker at as right back and Nathan Ake as the makeshift left back. But, you know, memory might have failed me. I'm not too sure. But this is the point. City has a makeshift defense. They don't have a recognized left back. And we still allowed them to to get a beating on us? What is wrong? Arteta has to find some answers, and hopefully it should be at Villa Park on Saturday at midday. Because I still believe that as good as Villa may be, they have plenty of mistakes, and they're more mistakes than we do. And so they're also a team that thrives on confidence. If they make a few mistakes and go a goal behind, they will get shaken up. And they do have some really good players in their team, mind you.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm just quickly getting the images for the player ratings at the minute. So I'm just updating the player ratings. So we got the players that we need. So we got Trossard and Jorginho to do as well. So let me just quickly edit this. Choose a file. Submit. I'll show you how to do tier maker as well, mate. At some point.
Yeah, cheers.
So yeah, I mean, we need to make changes for the next game. It's pivotal because every team is now going to work out how to beat us, right? Play low block and play on the counter. It's quite simple because we just run out of ideas. Right. Right, done it. It's a presentation mode. Right, sorry about that. But yeah, it's I so desperately
Yeah,
want us to win this league. I really do. It's been so long. It's been so long. I'm desperate to see it. I don't know what to believe. I don't know whether to keep believing in it. I don't know whether I'd have no faith in this team whatsoever. I mean, don't know whether to go into a complete crisis mode. Right? If we lose against Villa or draw and Man City win, then I'm in crisis mode. Because all of a sudden that game in hand doesn't mean a lot. If we draw, it only means we go ahead by 1 point.
exactly.
I mean, you trust us to win every single game until the end of the season, including the Man City game, Liverpool and Chelsea.
No, but here's another thing though.
It won't, because
No,
the Chelsea,
no.
Liverpool, even Graham Potter with Chelsea will work out how to beat us. Because he's done it before with Arteta. Manny?
I hear what you're saying, but I also, to be honest, don't trust Manchester City to win every single game between now and the end of the season.
Yeah, but I trust us to lose even more.
The only time we should really consider being in a crisis mode, Stephen, is when we are about 4 games till the end. I mean, 5, maybe not even 4, but maybe 5 or 6 games until the end. Because at least with 6 games left, we can try and work to change something. But if it's 4 or
Too
3
late by
games till the
then.
end, then maybe we can't. And this week, in
No,
addition
10
to us playing...
10 games left.
Okay, 10. We'll agree on 10. That's the time when we can consider the situation we're in and maybe consider it a crisis. But even then, City do have to play against Forest
But
this
they
week
don't
at the
count that
City
as a
ground.
crisis. They don't count that as a crisis. For them, we're in a perfect position. Actually, we're more than in a perfect position because we're in top 4. They've quite clearly stated top 4 is the aim. So for whatever happens, if Arteta is to be sacked, he needs to finish 5th again. Because for them, they're in the position they want.
There is actually a part of me that would like to see Arteta, walk away, but I don't think that'll happen. If Wenger didn't walk away after his
Arteta will
repeated
not walk
failures.
away. He's too stubborn. He's
Yeah.
like Wenger. He's too stubborn.
Yeah. But as I've said, listen, I want to try and, say that for what it's worth, I don't trust City to win all of their games.
And if they do,
Because
all the Arteta fans that are so blinded by this guy, I'm not talking about Melina because she's realistic, right? She's very realistic in her opinion. I'm talking about the ones that will defend this guy until the nth degree and never slate him on anything, right? And love him so much, right? They can piss off with him. Sorry, because they wind me up because they don't ever criticise the club on the manager on anything when it's so clear to see. They blame something else. Sorry. That's something I've got to be said. Right, let me just get to the comments. Luca, a big... do you know what? Status not going to be able to turn up today. You okay, Stephen? Manny, how are you? Yeah, Luca, I'm fine. You don't have to ask every single time you see me,
He's being polite, though.
I know, but you see, if you see I'm alright streaming, if I'm streaming, I'm alright. So there we are. I'll put a link in the chat if anyone wants to come on. So, but yeah, anyway, we're going to move to the ratings. Links in the chat if anyone does want to come on. So if you want to come on, hit the link. Right? Don't be shy. We don't bite. Right, let's share this screen for the ratings. So I'm going to start with Ramsdale. What are you giving him, Manny?
4.
What?
Yes. And I'm going to tell you why. I know that Tomiyasu deserves criticism for the first goal because you do not simply respond to being carried by Bernardo Silva by just tapping the ball back almost into no man's land and expecting either Saliba or Gabriel to get it. But had Ramsdale not come out of his goal close to the edge of the penalty area, he wouldn't have been chipped.
But what was he supposed to do?
What do you mean, what was he supposed to do? He had Gabriel and Saliba sort of rushing back, so he should have at least.
He wouldn't.
I personally believe that he should have stayed closer to his goal line.
No, that's Tomiyasu's fault. I'm sorry. That's Tomiyasu.
Okay, well let me at least go on. And again, are you going to blame Tomiyasu for the second goal because it was a deflection? No. Because that deflection was not even anywhere near drastic enough to take.
Oh, come on! And it changed the direction of the ball, so it went hit the back. So when it bounced off, Luca, I'm not gonna watch the reaction right now, am I? So there we are, right? So I'm gonna give you my opinion now, right? Plus, everyone's watching my reaction first, right? Right? It's a bit rude to put it in the chat to watch your reaction and your advice. Watch my. Yes. Please let me do mine. Then they can go and watch yours later, right? Please don't put stuff about you had your reaction on your channel, right? Because I don't do that to you. So, yeah, just saying what I'm asking you not to say. But if you want to come on and leave your opinion, then come on. If you want to hear if you want me to hear your advice, come on and give it then. But for me, that ball changed. It bounced because of the deflection. The bounce on the ball off the floor, right, meant that Ramsdale was already diving to save it, right, which he was supposed to do, right. So when the ball hit him, right, he couldn't change his movement to be able to save it going over him.
I disagree. If he had gone
it's difficult for a keeper to read that, mate. I've been a goalkeeper myself, mate.
I've been a goalkeeper myself, let me tell you. And the best keepers always have the ability to use their torso and their arms together to try to sort of be a little bit, stronger and more dominant with that. Ramsdale doesn't have that ability. You see that there are huge gaps between his arm and his torso. He needs to learn, as David Seaman did, to make sure that his body is a lot more dominant and a lot more, really offensive with the ball, and he failed to do that. If the deflection had taken it really, in such really drastically away from him in such a way that he couldn't have saved it, then I can understand that. But it was still within his range of. It was still within his range of motion. And Grealish afterwards said in an interview that he knew what Ramsdale was going to do because he had played with him because of his time with England. The third goal, positioning was slightly off, and his distribution was also poor. I could compromise and give him a 5 if you like.
I did see the third
but
goal.
I seriously don't think he had a good game at all. And that's one of the reasons why that's one of the reasons why Craig was happy to put Turner in. I still think Ramsdale should start, but his performances have not been up to the mark recently.
Not really. Nah, to be fair, that's for me. That's the one game he's been poor in. For me, it's been the 1 or 2 games he's been poor in. It's throughout the season he's been faultless. So
against Everton he was okay. Against Everton he was okay.
Yeah, but, so I'm not gonna fault him on any other on 1 or 2 games. I'm not gonna tear into him because he's been faultless. So for me, I would have given him.
Faultless is an exaggeration. He has made some poor decisions, and I think. Have you seen the Brentford thing?
Manny. When I meant faultless, I meant he's been good throughout the season. That's what I meant. I didn't mean he's never made a mistake. It's just he's solid throughout the season. It's just that 1 or 2 games he's been And that's always going to happen as a keeper. You're going to get 1 or 2 games, you're going to get a bit of poor game. I bet you the Villa game, he'll have a good game.
Yeah, so I'll compromise and give him a 5 if you like, but I still don't think he had
I
a
was
good
giving
game
him a
last night.
5.
Then fine,
I was giving him a
perfect.
5.
We can agree on that.
Right back, Tomiyasu. For me, he gets a 3.
We agree on that. I feel for the guy, but it was a nervous performance and a lack of concentration.
And anyway, Luca, I say again, Luca, if you want to come on and give me your advice, come on. The link is in the chat. Yeah?
Link's come on, son. Let's be having you. We put the link in the chat for a reason. Come and join in. Have a chinwag with us.
Yeah. It was a poor game for him. He was really poor. Saliba.
I'd give him a 5.
Yeah.
Probably he was easily the better of the 2 central.
I would say 6 is okay.
Yeah, 6, I guess.
Yeah. Gabriel.
4.
I would give him a 4. Yeah, 4. I agree on that.
A landmark game for him, and he, plotted his copybook very badly indeed.
Yeah, bottled it completely. Tierney.
Tierney?
Zinchenko, sorry.
Yeah, Zinchenko. I wouldn't be so harsh to give him a 3, but he definitely deserves a 4. I thought he didn't really offer very much either.
He didn't offer very much going forward either.
No.
Because it was mainly down the right-hand side that was getting exploited. Down the right-hand side. Midfield. Jorginho. I think he was one of the better players, to be fair. I think he was good. Jorginho.
I'd give him a 7.
7. I think he was good. Fair play to him.
Exactly.
Still not on a rating, but there you go. Xhaka.
Ooh. 4.
4.
I mean, he looked leggy, he looked tired.
He was everywhere. Yeah. He was all over the place.
He looked exactly leggy and never really bossed the game away.
How you doing, bro? See, someone turns up, someone so you put the link in, someone comes on, he wants to give their advice, you give their advice, right? How are you, Bargav?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm still.
Thanks for covering last night.
Yeah, no worries, man. Anytime. Sorry, like it was during like the middle of like stuff, but I wish I could have like done better, but.
No, it's alright.
But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like I'll put it that way. I mean, after the game, I was pretty like upset. I was upset like for the entire night, and then I'm like, this morning I'm still upset because our margin of error is gone, right? Like I do want to get this title. Like let's be clear on that. Like I do want the title. We all want the title, and I think that's why like a lot of people I think are losing their cool and whatnot. But I think a lot of it does come from passion in the sense like.
To be fair, Bargav, the reason I'm losing my cool is because I'm seeing him not changing it when it's clearly not working. That's why I'm losing my cool. If he was trying different things and he lost because he tried something different, I'll be like, okay, he tried something different, it ain't worked, right? We'll try something else, right? But at least he's trying to make things better and adapt the system and trying to get ourselves out of this form.
No, I mean, I get that, but then I feel like the other side of it, it's like in the biggest of games, you go back to like what's been working throughout the season.
Yeah, but that's not been working in the last 2 games, though.
I get that. See, I get that, but this is where I'm caught between 2 worlds, right? Like, and I'll ask you guys this because you guys have seen the title runs. Maybe you can answer me on this because, all right, every team does have its like run of forms, dips, etc.
2004.
Can I finish?
Yes.
Let me finish. All right. So my thing is like, at what point? This is high level. This is elite of elite, right? Like this is like these are killers. Man City is like a killer, right? Like you play Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, they're killers. So this is elite of elite. So, do you say fair play, Man City? They won it on this game. It's not going to decide the title because but the last 2 games you can criticize more deeply, or how deeply do you blame Arsenal? Because we didn't. There were two fronts to that, right? Like, I mean, I feel like there were some chances. If we converted them, it's a different game.
Well, it is Arsenal.
See, my thing is, I want to win a.
In case you didn't. Let me take you back to 2004, right? And this is the point when teams have a dip. Arsenal have always had a dip every February around this period, right? Always.
The new Arsenal.
No, no. Even going back to Wenger's era.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like post 2006, like the ones that were winning titles.
No. Even 2004, mate.
Even 2004, you had a dip.
Yes.
Okay.
We lost the Champions League. We lost the FA Cup in the space of a week, and then we were 2-1 down against Liverpool. And it's only because we had men like Vieira, Bergkamp, Henry, Perez, Lundberg on the pitch, right? Only because of that we had those killers on the pitch that they decided we ain't losing this one, we ain't losing this game, and went and turned the game over, right? And won it 4-2. But even then, we had the dip. Everyone thought we were going for the treble, and we were going to equal what Man United were doing in 2004, right? And in the space of a week, we lost to Man United in the FA Cup in the semi-final. Then we lost to Chelsea in the Champions League. That's the only. That's the only. Like, and even in the double winning season, we had a bit of a dip. There's always a bit of a dip in a bit of the season. It's how you ride it. It's how you get over it. And at the moment, he's not changing the system, and it's not winning games because it's too predictable. When you're picking the same subs like for like every single fucking week, right? Unfortunately, teams are going to work that out, right? And they'll just combat it easily. That's why our substitutions have no effing effect. Because they know what's coming. They know, oh, he's going to bring on Tommy Asu for Ben White. Oh, he's going to bring on Martinelli for Trossard. We'll just adjust this. Done. This is why last night, right, this is a manager problem as well. He shouldn't have started in Kea. Trossard should have been up front. He scored 3 goals at Anfield, for fuck's sake. What more proof does he need to prove that he can play up front? What does he have to do? Kiss Arteta's feet? And say, please, sir, can I play up front? Jean-Marc Loba, I hope you're doing, my friend. The title is over for Arsenal. It's not over until it's over, mate, but it's not looking good at the minute. But I hear why you're down. But make sure you hit the like button, you hit the subscribe button if you're new. It really does help the channel big time, so please do so. Share it to all your friends as well. Get them to support the channel because it is for charity. It goes to Children's Liver Disease Foundation. Every single penny we raise that you raise by watching us goes to Children's Liver Disease Foundation. So please do go and subscribe and donate to the page as well. But yeah, we'll move on to who are we at now? We're at Granit Xhaka. We've gone through Zinchenko. So we're going to move on to Odegaard. Bargav.
Yeah, you know, for me, I still think he was. I'm gonna go. I think for me, it's he's on the same level. All right, a little poor, like he's a trash would be like.
No, I'm not. I didn't put. There was an accident.
But I would say a little poor, but like I mean, he's our captain, most important position on the pitch.
Yeah,
I mean,
but that doesn't matter. If he's poor, he's poor.
Yeah, but like he didn't make the game-winning mistake, so I mean, you got to give him a little bit more.
Not if he was not doing his job.
Personally, I didn't think he did much yesterday, but
Well, there you go. So he gets a poor then.
yeah, he gets a poor. Put him in poor. He's our captain. For captaincy performances, you expect him to be like,
3. Yeah, I agree. And one of the worst sights was seeing him, at half-time, sort of having a nice little chat with his Norwegian mate Haaland, covering their mouths as if they, didn't want them to anyone to see or hear what they were saying, as if they were like, significant others, if you will.
He's probably
I
saying,
think,
can you get me transferred
Oh,
to
it's hard to
City?
go.
Can you get me transferred to City? This guy Arteta doesn't know what he's doing.
or or maybe trying to convince Haaland to come to Arsenal and replace both Jesus and Nketiah. But then here's the
he's
thing.
thinking, yeah, right, bruv.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I think Pargav can definitely back me up on this, and I'm sure anyone who's went
Oh,
to
no.
uni and seen the university sports will agree. Friendships between student athletes of rival teams are always common, but when teams come out onto the playing field or the court or what
Yeah,
have you,
that's
those
it.
friendships are put aside.
Yeah,
And
that's
he,
that's always the same.
yeah, after the game, share a pint, slap each other on the back, or the
Yeah.
arse, if you will, and do whatever you choose. That's perfectly fine. But on the field, you have a duty to do well for your team. Haaland,
Yes.
I mean, Odegaard basically showed that as a captain, he wasn't serious enough. I really don't. I thought highly of him at one point, but things like this sort of decrease my opinion of him. He deserves a 3. He had a poor game overall, and that was really something unforgivable. And for the fans to clap the entire team off, I think, that really was summed it all up.
Oh no,
3
because
for Odegaard.
top four's the aim in their eyes. So it doesn't matter.
Ah, yeah, the dreaded top 4.
Yeah, they've already stated. They're already lapping it up. There you go. Saka.
Scored the penalty. Did
Yeah.
well on more than a few occasions, and
I'd say
there's
6.
a part of one less than his jersey number.
Yeah. Would you agree, Bargav?
No, I'll just give him a 7. I think Jorginho's way too high.
Nah, I thought Jorginho was the best player.
No, but no, you got to get an assist for that position. Like, you got to get an assist or like something.
Yeah, not really.
He should be creating way more. Like
He's a DM. He's not supposed to create.
it's not
And he
total-
actually
but,
did.
But he
He's
but,
a DM.
but his best performances, it's always him. Like,
Yeah, he
being a
dictates and
deep-lying
controls the.
playmaker. And I
Yeah,
don't think
no,
he
he
did that.
doesn't. He's not a playmaker.
He's somewhat a playmaker.
He's not.
And
He's a
here's
DM.
the thing. And
Yo, sorry,
Pargav,
Paul,
he actually, really created a terrific chance for Nketiah to try and, score. But Edison
Yeah, he may do
intercepted
the
that
one-off.
one.
He may do the one-off creation, but his main
but-
job is to sit in front of the back 4. He's a defensive
also-
midfielder.
He
He's
also
someone
had
to
a
replace
goal.
Partey.
he's not a natural. I don't think that's his
He
natural.
also had a goal.
It
line
is his natural
clearance. He gets
position.
a-
Ask
No,
Chelsea
he's
fans.
somewhere in between. He's somewhere in between. Though.
No, he's not.
He also,
he's not a
he
Xhaka.
also, gentlemen,
I mean-
he also had a goal line clearance.
Yeah.
He gets the 7.
Okay. So then with Saka, like I think you have to give him a 7. I mean,
No.
the rest of. All right. So with Zach,
What else
Listen,
did he
the
do
front
other
three-
than that? Other than the penalty? Don't tell me he tried hard.
I mean, you could say that. I mean, at this point, like, yeah, you know what, 6, fine. You know what, I'll go with 6. Like if he was constant, I guess like 7. Would
If he
be
was
what?
constantly creating chances, then I would up it. But he
Yeah.
wasn't.
I think he was just as influential as like Jorginho though in yesterday's game.
Well, we didn't because we didn't score any chances other than the 3 we got. Anyway,
don't
left winger
Martinelli.
Martinelli. For me, it was poor.
So I have a question about this,
It was a little poor for.
and this is where like I'm actually getting confused because all right, so Grealish on the other side, right? If he doesn't score the goal, what do you think his like performance would have been yesterday?
His
I don't
performance would have
care.
been a 7 because
I don't care.
he also completely.
Hang on, I don't care.
No, I'm just curious on this topic because I'll tell you why. Go ahead.
Why? Why are
Because-
we worried about Man City?
I'm not worried about. It's not the Man City worry. It's because I think a lot of like Martinelli's game does depend on the other side and like creating chances. So, in a sense,
Martinelli's game is suffering from a lack of overlapping from the left back.
It's
Exactly.
simple as
But
that.
to answer your question on Grealish, Pargav, he did have a fine game. He was
Yeah.
giving Tomiyasu all sorts of problems, doing a
He
lot
was
of
loving
damage
it,
on the
Nana.
left.
I
And
don't.
Gundogan and Haaland were doing really well.
Great.
And the only reason
Great.
why it was brought off for Foden is
You're
because
making
he...
me miserable.
Yeah?
Yeah, you're making me miserable because I'm now reminded of that game.
Well, we're
I
doing a
don't-
video based on that game.
Yeah,
I know, but I really,
we're
but I
doing a
really,
video based on the game.
mate. If I was gonna hear about Man City, I would have invited a Man City fan, right? Which I tried to do, but unfortunately couldn't come tonight, right? So like, I wanted to. If it was anything about Man City, I was gonna ask them, right? I wasn't gonna hear it from Arsenal fans about. Like, so I'd rather not.
There's a part of us where you have to just say fair play.
No, we were the better team in the first half. We should have been 3-1 up.
Yeah, but at the same time, this is
No,
that's the top. This is the top end, man. This is the top end.
no.
That Holland like, listen, we gave them the game, but at the same time, they also took advantage of a lot of chances, and that's what like top
Oh
teams do.
my god.
Wrong on
What
that? Like,
the
I mean, if
We
we get
have
into
to
a
say
championship,
fair play. Do you know what? Fucking give them the title then. We'll settle for top 4.
yeah, but listen, like if we play, I saw Bayern. This
If you're
week,
going
I
to say
thought,
fair play every fucking time, we might as well just give them the title then. Yeah? Fair play. You won. You beat us. So here's the title.
listen, like this for these 2 games, we always said it. There are always gonna be tough games.
Yeah.
We're not playing like Stoke City right now.
I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, we in the first half should have been about 3-1 up if it weren't for fucking Nketiah.
No, I agree with you. What I'm saying, all I'm saying
So
is, like,
no, I'm not fair play to City because in the first half they didn't deserve to be in front
but they won the game. They took advantage way better than us.
because we didn't convert our chances. We didn't take the chances that we should have done. If we took the chances we should have done, we would have been out of sight.
Yo, if we're getting in the Champions League,
So it's our fault.
gotta
It's
start
not
doing
Man
that.
City's fault. It's not Man City's doing. It's our own doing. If we were slapped 5-1, if we were slapped 5-0, I would say yeah, fair play to City,
Okay.
like we were last season, right? But I'm not accepting that. Like last season when we lost 2-1 against them, right? I didn't accept that. I didn't say fair play to City. I didn't say fair play to them because
On
we
this
were
day
better
they
than them
won.
throughout the whole game.
On this day they won, and same as last time. And
So
listen,
it doesn't matter.
11 straight defeats is out of like.
Saying fair
That's
play
insane.
to them after
That's
we've
insane.
been better than them. No, saying fair to them after we've been better than them, like throughout the most of the game, is. I'm sorry, it's the defeatist mentality.
Stephen, we were better than them in the first half, but in the second half they bossed us. We offered
First 50
nothing.
minutes. The first 50 minutes.
They beat
Yeah,
us on
because
clinicality.
bear in mind, you had to go to sleep after half time.
Yeah,
At
because
half-time.
Man City.
You didn't
Because
see the
Man
second
City.
half.
Yeah, but I saw parts of it. I saw up to about 60 minutes when I was getting ready for bed, right? And I'm sorry, right? For until they scored the second goal, we were on top of them. I'm sorry, and I'm not right. But Man City would not sit there and go fair play to Arsenal. That's not their mentality.
I mean,
We need to get rid of this fucking stupid mentality that we have of thinking, oh, well, yeah, fair play to you, mate. Well done. Yeah, well done. Fuck that. No. I said, fuck you. We were going to beat you. So when we go to the Etihad, we fucking beat them.
Stephen, there's such a thing as being called a good winner and a bad loser.
yeah.
I'm not being a bad loser.
That's what I'm saying.
If you can't be sore losers will never make good winners.
I'm
Simple
not
as that.
being a sore loser.
If you
You're
can't
not
say
being-
fair play,
Luca,
I mean, listen, it's a tough game. When you play 1 and 2, 1 and 2 we're playing yesterday. At the end of the day, like we should have won, but at the same time, like we messed it up. So are we gonna sit there and go like, if they didn't take their chances, they would have been like hammered even more. So for that one game, I mean, like it's on
No.
us, yes. but you're not gonna sit there and you're not gonna sit there and totally disrespect them. Like the way like people are talking
I'm not
talking about Man
disrespecting.
City. The way people are talking about Man City is like they're like a loser team.
I'm not
That's what I'm
saying
saying.
that.
There's a lot of people that are like out there.
I'm not. Who gives a fuck what they say? I don't give a fuck. I'm worried about what people
Okay,
come in
that's
here
fine.
and say.
That's fine, but like on this day, like Man City took advantage of our mistakes.
A lot of people that are out there on Twitter are a bunch of dickheads. To be honest,
I mean that's
because they're quite easy to sip up, going, "Oh, top four's the aim," because this is what they're saying now.
no, that's a different part of the fan base. That's a different part of the fan base.
Exactly. There's a difference between accepting mediocrity and accepting that on the day the other team just performed better than you. That's called being gracious and magnanimous in defeat, just as we would expect ourselves to be gracious and magnanimous in victory. Stephen?
Right, let's get through the rest of these.
Yep. What was Martinelli's rating for?
4.
Yeah.
Striker's position. I ain't got much time left. Nketiah.
3 or 2.
No, 0.
No, 0.
It has to be 0.
0. He's not getting anything. For subs, Tommy, Ben White came on, didn't he? So Ben White didn't do anything. 5. Trossard. Did he do anything? No.
He looked decent. I'll give him a 6.
Okay. What about did Vieira come on?
Yes, he did. He replaced Granit Xhaka.
Standard 5.
Actually, you know what?
No, he gets a 4 actually.
Yeah.
You'll redo like Nketiah's rating. I don't think that's right.
No.
It can't be 0.
No.
He won the penalty.
He won the penalty.
He won the penalty.
No, don't care. You're not changing it. Winning a penalty when you're a striker, it's not your job. Scoring goals is your job. He didn't score goals. He had 3 opportunities to do so.
So if he had scored the penalty, would you give him at least a 4 or 5, or what's the story?
He would have got a 3.
Just put him in the poor category.
No, I'm not. Trash. Trash.
He won a penalty, but at the same time...
No, he's not. It's not his job. His job's to score goals.
Right.
Anyone can win a fucking penalty.
That's nitpicking at that point, but you're right. Like,
anyone can win a fucking penalty. I could win a fucking penalty if you want.
Okay, so can we talk about one thing before we end the stream, if you don't mind?
No, I haven't got time.
Just real quick, if you don't mind.
Quick. It's got to be quick.
Yo, these title over comments, I'm getting sick of. Like, I mean, it's only February.
Yeah.
What do you? I mean, let's address those because anything can still happen. It's the best league in the world, right? People can go on runs. Why is it over all of a sudden? I feel like it's like an agenda from Man City and Man United fans. So.
Bargav, no one said it's over.
No, but what I'm saying is the people that are trying to put
Lucas says it's over because he just gets overhyped over everything.
Trust me, it's all over. It's all over. Like Man City and Man United fans are having their agendas.
Luke, Bargav, stop worrying about what other fucking fans think.
But say it as is. It's not over.
I'm not saying it is.
We still have Jesus and
Partey.
Did I
say it's over? Did I say it's over?
No. What I'm saying is Jesus and Partey are coming back. This title race is far from it.
Luca might say it's over because he's a negative Arsenal fan, right? I'm not saying it's over, right? And the rivals will say it's over because they're fucking rivals, mate.
I know.
They do that to piss us off.
I know.
So you don't listen to them.
Yeah, but my comment is it's not over. That's my statement. That's what.
Well, then
you agree with that?
Tell them. Well, tell them then. Don't tell
me.
I
am saying it.
Don't tell me.
Listen,
tell them.
I'm putting it right. I'm putting it out there for everybody.
Bargav, go on Twitter, go on Instagram, and tell them.
Am I on those platforms?
I don't know, but go and tell them.
Okay.
You must be because you're obviously seeing what they're saying.
it's all. Listen, I'm putting it this way, like right now, we still
This
have.
is a stupid conversation.
No, it's not a stupid conversation.
It
Where do
is.
we go from here? That's the question. You missed.
Well,
the
we
question.
go on and beat Aston Villa, and then go beat Everton, and go beat Bournemouth.
That's exactly.
Simple as that. And go beat Leicester.
Simple. Simple.
We get 12 points out of 12. Simple as that.
Perfect. So get one win, then another,
Right.
then another.
And on that bombshell, we're going to leave it there.
Done.
But yeah. Thanks for everyone that's tuned in as usual. I know everyone's probably watching the Champions League, but really do appreciate anyone who's come and watched. Big up.
It's
to
the
everyone
Europa
that's-
League today,
Europa
not the
League, yeah.
Champions League.
Oh, it's Europa League. Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, Manny, where can they find you?
You can find me here, chewing the fat with you, ripping you apart and letting you rip me back. And on a few other channels on YouTube and on social media. You can catch me on Instagram at MannyThangatherai1981 and on Twitter at Thangatherai1981. That's the surname and a full name and surname respectively in my year of birth. And always happy to be a part of these footballing debates on YouTube. It's about respecting people and respecting their opinions and respecting one another and not using our tribal-like loyalties to our team and hatred for other teams to tear each other apart. Humanity is the most important thing in light of everything that's happened. We need to respect one another and take care of one another because, as Stephen would say, life's too short to do otherwise. Take care of yourselves. Have a good Friday and a good weekend. Don't do anything that the three of us wouldn't do. And we are out, people.
Yep. Bargav, where can they find you?
Yeah, you'll find me on this channel. Not many things I like in life. This is one of them, and I'll put it this way: like, I mean, come back in the next couple of days. I think we're about to kickstart some stuff. So, hopefully Arsenal can like make us proud and like start a title run up again.
Yeah, hopefully. But until then, everyone hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. Do join the membership as well, as from as little as $1.99 a month, so you can donate to the channel, to Children's Liver Disease Foundation. As every penny we raise goes to Children's Liver Disease Foundation. So make sure you do that. But until then, everyone stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.